Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through your sources and find those golden nuggets of insight. Today, we're off to Dubai.
Yeah, you've given us this amazing guide to 20 must-sees in Dubai. And, what really struck me is how it goes beyond just the typical tourist traps.
Totally, it's like we've got our own personal insider spilling all the city's secrets.
Oh, exactly.
I am so ready to dive into this. Let's unearth some of these Dubai treasures.
Let's do it. This guide, it smartly starts by taking us back in time. Before all the glitz and glam, Dubai was a humble pearl diving village.
Oh, wow. So we're talking like pre-skyscrapers, pre-luxury.
Exactly.
What's left from that era?
Well, the guide highlights places like Dubai Creek and the Al Fahidi Historical Neighborhood. These areas, they still hold on to that traditional vibe, even as the modern city is kind of grown up around them.
That contrast between old and new, that has to be one of the things that makes Dubai so unique, right?
Absolutely. It's a city that's both rooted in its heritage and constantly pushing the boundaries. You can see it everywhere, like those traditional Aber boats on the creek, and then these sleek, modern buildings right next to them.
Speaking of modern buildings, this guide takes us on a tour of some seriously impressive architecture. Like, I'm just reading about it and my jaw is dropping.
Yeah. When you've got structures like the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, it's hard not to be impressed.
Right.
And then there's the Burj Al Arab Hotel, that sail-shaped one. It's iconic.
Oh, and the Dubai frame.
Yeah.
A literal window to old and new Dubai all in one shot. What a concept.
Isn't it brilliant? It's not just a visual thing, though. The Dubai frame, it's a statement. It's about Dubai's identity, the city where past and future are constantly in dialogue.
And for those who want more than just a view, there's the Sky Views attraction. They've got this glass slide, like 53 stories high, shoots you right out over the edge of a skyscraper.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that sounds exhilarating or terrifying, but it definitely fits with Dubai's, pushing the limits vibe.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not all about adrenaline rushes, though. This guide also shows this surprisingly family-friendly side of Dubai.
Yeah, like the Dubai Mall, it's not just a mall, it's like a whole entertainment complex.
Yeah.
You've got ice rinks, aquariums, theme parks, you name it.
Wait, an ice rink in the desert?
Yeah.
That's a contrast I didn't expect.
Classic Dubai, right? Taking something unexpected and making it amazing. And then, for something totally different, there's the Green Planet. It's an indoor rainforest.
An indoor rainforest. Now, that's something I got to see to believe.
It's a testament to Dubai's ambition. I mean, they've literally created a tropical oasis in the middle of the desert.
So we've got the historic side, the modern marvels, the family fun. What about cultural immersion? Does this guide cover that?
Definitely. It highlights places like the Sheikh Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding. They promote dialogue and offer insights into Emirati customs and traditions.
Sounds like the perfect way to break down stereotypes and really get a feel for the local culture.
Exactly. And then for a visual and spiritual experience, you've got the Al Farouk Omar bin Al-Khattab Mosque. It's stunning, this blend of Ottoman and Andalusian design.
And then for a glimpse into the future, there's the Museum of the Future. Imagine exploring life in, the 2070s, seeing Dubai's vision of what's to come.
It sounds like a wild ride through the possibilities and maybe the challenges of what lies ahead.
This is already blowing my mind. We've gone from ancient history to futuristic visions, all in a few minutes.
And we've only just scratched the surface. So what's standing out to you so far from all these discoveries? Is it the blend of old and new, the architecture, or maybe something else entirely?
For me, it's the audacity of it all.
Yeah.
The way Dubai takes these seemingly contradictory elements and it somehow makes them work together so harmoniously.
That's a great point. It's almost like Dubai is a living, breathing experiment.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Testing the limits of what a city can be. Dubai, it's a city of contrast, that's for sure. But amidst all the glitz, there are these hidden gems tucked away. Take the Al Fahidi Historical Neighborhood. It's a real throwback to Dubai's roots.
Oh, yeah. That's the area that still reflects Dubai's time as a pearl diving village, right?
Yeah.
I'm picturing, narrow alleyways, those traditional wind towers.
The guide describes it as a step back in time. These beautifully restored houses made from coral and stone, you could practically feel the history.
It makes you wonder, what was life like back then before the skyscrapers and mega malls?
It's fascinating to think about. And the guide, it encourages us to explore. Imagine wandering through those alleyways, discovering hidden courtyards, maybe stopping for some traditional Arabic coffee.
It sounds like a perfect escape from the hustle and bustle. And speaking of escapes, We can't forget Dubai Creek.
Oh, that's essential, Dubai. It's been a lifeline for centuries, and it still is. The guide says an Abra boat ride across the creek is a must-do.
More than just a way to get around. It's like a journey through time.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Gliding past those traditional dhows, and then you see the modern architecture. It's a whole different perspective.
You really feel the pulse of the city's history. Okay, speaking of history and modernity colliding, let's go back to those architectural marvels. The Burj Khalifa, for example. It's not just about the height, is it?
It's a symbol. It's human ambition, engineering genius.
It is.
The guide talks about the observation deck. Panoramic views for miles.
Can you imagine standing up there, seeing where the desert meets the sea and the whole city sprawled out beneath you?
It must be breathtaking. And for a different kind of thrill, there's that sky views attraction, that glass slide 53 stories high. Still can't decide if I'm intrigued or terrified.
It's so Dubai, though, right? Combining these amazing views with these, heart-stopping experiences. And even if you don't do the slide or the edge walk, the views from sky views are supposed to be spectacular.
Talk about Instagram worthy. Oh, and speaking of framing the perfect shot, we got to talk more about the Dubai frame, that architectural marvel that literally frames the city.
It's such a cool concept. It's all about the contrast, old Dubai versus new Dubai.
Yeah.
On one side, you've got the traditional architecture, the winding alleyways. On the other, the skyscrapers, all the modern stuff.
It's like a visual representation of Dubai's transformation.
Exactly.
And then there's that glass walkway connecting the two sides so you can walk across the top. Adds to the wow factor for sure.
It's art, architecture, and a bit of adrenaline all rolled into one. And speaking of iconic structures, we can't forget the Burj Al Arab, that sail-shaped hotel.
Oh, it screams luxury. Oh, it's become synonymous with Dubai, right? Like extravagance, opulence.
The guide mentions a tour that takes you inside so you can experience those lavish interiors.
Wow. Imagine walking through those hallways, all the gold accents, the decor.
A world of luxury, for sure. Okay, after all that grandeur, I'm ready for something a bit more down to earth. What about those family-friendly spots we mentioned earlier?
Like the Dubai Mall. More than just a shopping center, right?
Way more. It's an entertainment complex, something for everyone.
Ice rinks, aquariums, theme parks, wow. Just like a city within a city.
It really is. And then, for a completely different kind of escape, there's the Green Planet. That indoor rainforest still blows my mind.
I know, right? It's like they defied nature. A lush tropical oasis right in the middle of the desert.
Imagine stepping out of the heat and into this world of exotic plants, colorful birds, even sloths. The Green Planet, it's human ingenuity at its finest.
It sounds like a perfect way to beat the heat and experience something totally unique. And for those who prefer their thrills a little wetter, there's always Aquaventure Water Park.
Oh yeah, the biggest water park in the world. More water slides than you can imagine.
I can practically hear the screams and splashes already. Sounds like the perfect antidote to all that sightseeing.
And for a more scenic thrill, the guide mentions a zipline experience in Dubai Marina, the longest urban zipline in the world.
Now that's a bird's eye view. Soaring past skyscrapers at 80 kilometers per hour.
A unique way to experience the skyline, that's for sure. But let's not forget about Dubai's cultural side. What about those places that offer a deeper understanding of its heritage?
The Sheikh Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding really stands out. It seems like the perfect place to learn about Emirati customs and traditions firsthand.
Yeah, and not just observe, but engage. They encourage questions, breaking down stereotypes, building connections.
I love that. It's about building bridges. And after that cultural immersion, we can't forget about the Al Farouk Omar bin Al-Khattab Mosque. It's a stunning blend of history, beauty, and spirituality.
The guide describes it as a feast for the eyes, ornate interiors, chandeliers, an extensive library, and it's open to visitors outside of prayer times.
Sounds like a truly inspiring place to visit. And speaking of inspiration, we can't leave out La Pearl by Dragon, that breathtaking spectacle that celebrates Dubai's pearl-binding heritage.
From what I've gathered, it's this amazing fusion of acrobatics, aerial stunts, diving, special effects, all set against this aquatic stage.
Sounds like a must-see, a truly unforgettable experience. Yeah. Okay, after all that excitement, let's appreciate Dubai's natural side for a moment. I'm still amazed there's a wildlife sanctuary right in the heart of the city.
The Ras Al Khor Wildlife Sanctuary, it shows Dubai's commitment to preserving its natural heritage. Imagine you're surrounded by skyscrapers one minute, and then you're in this tranquil oasis.
With flamingos. Those pink beauties seem to be everywhere in this deep dive.
They do add a touch of magic, don't they? And speaking of magic, we can't forget the Miracle Garden. Millions of blooms arranged in these intricate patterns and
A
sculptures.
photographer's dream for sure. A reminder that even in a bustling city, nature can still take your breath away.
It's all part of the diversity of Dubai, from the urban jungle to the serenity of nature.
And for a totally different kind of natural immersion, there's the Al Khaimah Desert Camp, a chance to get away from the city lights and experience the desert.
4x4 adventures, dune bashing, sandboarding, camel rides, traditional Bedouin meals under the stars. It's connecting with a way of life that's existed for
That
centuries.
sounds like an incredible adventure, a chance to experience Dubai's soul. So far, this deep dive has taken us from the heights of luxury to the depths of cultural immersion.
We've seen the clash of modernity and tradition and marveled at Dubai's vision.
What stands out to you from all these discoveries? The city's pursuit of progress, its embrace of diversity, or maybe that surprising connection to nature?
For me, it's how Dubai manages to be both familiar and unexpected. It's a city that constantly challenges your perceptions and leaves you wanting more.
It's definitely a place I want to experience firsthand. To walk those streets, breathe that air, feel the energy, that's what makes Dubai so captivating, right? Those contradictions. A city that's both ultra-modern and deeply rooted in tradition.
Exactly. It's like they've woven these two worlds together. You see this vibrant tapestry that's always evolving.
Growing, expanding, yeah. And that evolution's everywhere, isn't it? From those skyscrapers that pierce the sky to the cultural things that bridge east and west.
It's progress, but never forgetting the roots. I think that's what makes Dubai so unique.
Speaking of unique, we haven't even mentioned the Dubai fountain yet. Imagine the sun setting, the city lights start twinkling, and then this massive water show erupts.
It's pure Dubai, right? Art, technology, that sense of grandeur.
And it's free for everyone to enjoy. That accessibility is something I really appreciate about Dubai.
You can find everything, from the ultra-luxe to the budget-friendly, foodie, history buff, thrill seeker, whatever you are, Dubai has something for you.
It's a city that's like, create your own adventure, explore at your own pace, find those hidden gems that really speak to you.
That's the heart of travel, isn't it? Finding those moments, those experiences that stick with you.
This whole deep dive has made me want to experience Dubai for myself. To walk those streets, smell those spices, hear the call to prayer.
Feel that energy, that pulse.
It's a city that's like, come, explore, challenge your perceptions, dream big.
Embrace those possibilities. So as we wrap up our journey through Dubai's hidden gems, I want to leave you with this. Imagine yourself on top of the Burj Khalifa looking out at that view.
What do you see? How does it make you feel?
Is it awe, wonder, inspiration, or maybe like this yearning to be part of something bigger?
Whatever you feel, let it remind you that there's a whole world out there full of extraordinary places.
And Dubai is just one of them, waiting to spark our imaginations.
So, until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep searching for those hidden gems that make life so incredibly rewarding.